Very blossomy morning to you all. Here I am starting up my class with a question, and my question is, do you like adventures? I hope your answer is yes. And my another question is, do you like detective stories? I hope the answer of this even is the same, that is yes. So today I am here with a story which is an adventurous one even, and this is a fiction even. So now today we will read out the story which is written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and this author is a fiction author, and he is a writer from Scotland, Edinburgh, Scotland. And what else I should talk about him is that he has written a collection, that is Sherlock Holmes, and from that collection this extract he has presented here, which is named The Adventure of the Blue Carbuncle. And here the story is about the detection done by Sherlock Holmes, and as the title represents, it is an adventure, and adventure of the blue carbuncle. What is that carbuncle? Carbuncle is a precious stone. So here it is the adventure of blue precious stone. So we will try to find out from the story that what is this adventure about. So here the story goes. I called on my friend Sherlock Holmes on the second morning after Christmas. He was sitting on the sofa in a brown dressing gown, holding a pipe with a pile of crumpled morning papers at hand. Beside the couch was a wooden chair. On the back of the chair hung a dirty, worn, hard felt hat. A lens and forceps lay upon the seat of the chair. Obviously, Holmes had hung the hat over the chair in order to examine it. So the physical setting here is Dr. Watson, who is friend of Sherlock Holmes, goes to the house of Sherlock Holmes, and there he is sitting on his sofa, and he is still in his dressing gown, and he has pipe in his hand, which shows that he might have been busy doing something very important, and the setting even represents some mess there around in the room. So here that then again there is focus on a felt hat which is not in a good condition. So now the focus goes on to that hat, and then this Dr. Watson finds out that he is Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is examining that hat. So now let's read out further. Perhaps I interrupt you, I said. Not at all. I am glad to have a friend with whom I can discuss my results, said Sherlock. The matter is an ordinary one, but there are some points of interest in it. I seated myself in his armchair and warmed my hands before his crackling fire. So now this Dr. Watson entered the room from outside, so he might have been feeling cold, so he is warming up his hands from the fire there in the room. And now what he is asking his friend that he might have disturbed his friend, but here Sherlock Holmes says that he is not at all disturbed, rather he would be at ease with such a friend with whom he can even discuss or by whom he can get something from. So then next, although it looks very ordinary, a deadly story or crime must be linked to it. I guessed. No, no crime, laughed Sherlock Holmes. Let me tell you how the hat came here. It was 4 o'clock on Christmas morning and Peterson, the commissioner, was walking home. A tallish man carrying a fat goose was walking ahead of him on the road. As he reached the end of the street, a little knot of rough men attacked the man with the goose. So now here, after seeing the hat, he says that Dr. Watson feels that although it is an ordinary hat, but Sherlock Holmes would definitely find something of from it. That is, he would move into the intricacies and would get the reality out of that. So now, what would be the reality? That we would be getting to know later. So now here, again there is entrance of one more character, and who is that? That is Peterson. Who was Peterson? Peterson was a commissioner. So here Sherlock Holmes is telling Dr. Watson about that hat, that he has got that hat from that commissioner Peterson. And from whom Peterson has got the hat? Once he was walking through a street and there a tall man even was moving ahead of him, who was carrying a goose with him. So, and he was wearing a hat. So the crowd of people was there even, and from that crowd, some of the people attacked him. So he felt bad, he got scared, and then that tall man tried to run away from that place, and while running he forgot, or he left that fat goose and the hat therein, and from there this Peterson got the hat. One of the hoodlums knocked off the tall man's hat as he aimed a blow at him. The tall man raised his stick to defend himself and, swinging it over his head, smashed the shop window behind him. Peterson rushed forward to protect the victim, but the man, frightened by Peterson's uniform, took to his heels. The roughs also ran away as Peterson approached. So Peterson was left with the fat goose and the battered hat that the tall man left behind. So here we have got to know that that tall man was carrying a fat goose and he was wearing a hat, and he was frightened with the uniform of Peterson, and he tried to escape from the place. And then what in this case what happened? He, by mistake, his hat and his fat goose was dropped on the floor, and that crowd, even from that crowd, some criminals tried to attack this tall man. Those even disappeared from that place. So now at the moment, who was left? Only Peterson was left, and there was left only the hat and that fat goose. Pearson wanted to give the goose back to the owner, but faced quite a problem. Mrs. Henry Baker was printed on a small card that was tied to the goose's left leg. Also, that hat does have the initials HB that have been inscribed on its lining. However, there are thousands of bakers in this city, and many hundreds of those are Henry Bakers. So now, what is the job? The job is to find the owner of the hat, the person who was carrying that fat goose. So now, from where they are getting the clue? They are getting the clue that on the hat it was inscribed HB, the initials HB were inscribed, and moreover what was there, the card even was attached to that, on which it was written Mrs. Henry Baker. So now they are trying to find out that whether that person might be related to that only Mrs. Henry Baker. But here the job is not that easy, even if they have found the initials, even if they have found the name. So there are many bakers, and now whatever, there are thousands of bakers in the city, and even hundreds of them are Henry. So now the job is quite difficult. So now let's see what they do and how they get out of this difficulty. Peterson brought both hat and goose round to me on Christmas morning, as he knows such problems interest me. The goose we kept until this morning, when it seemed to be going bad. Peterson will have it cooked today. I thought I'd keep the hat with me. So here they are talking about that Peterson got that goose from that spot, and as it was not possible to keep that goose for a longer time, so now what they have decided, they have decided to cook and eat that goose. What was left with them? Only the hat was left with them. So now as they are going to eat that goose in their meal, because Peterson would be there in any moment, and then he would cook that goose. So rest of the story we will read in the next class. Thank you.